All right.
Awesome.
Glad we
Nice.
had something for you.
Real
Only
quick,
took 20 years.
We need to go golf again. So this time I promise I won't dump the golf cart, but let's go hit the links while it's cold outside, huh?
All right.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, my dad lives with me, and I have a lot of kids, and the last two are still living at home, and kind of one of them joined the Navy recently, and so he was home for Thanksgiving, and I get to see everything that's bad about me in my sons, and then I get to see where it comes from my father. It's great.
Now, do you see anything good as well? Like, I can take credit for that.
Oh, that I can take credit for? Sure, I'm great. But
of course.
No, I mean, look, we take things from our parents, good and bad. And my dad is an old hippie. He's a good dude. Like, he's a family man. There's lots and lots of things about my dad I'm really stoked about, and I'm happy to emulate. But he doesn't understand that anger is a secondary emotion. To him, anger is how you just deal with stuff. And,
Okay.
that's what was spread on to me and then my sons. And so now trying to get that to change. And, I mean, trying to tell a 77-year-old man, like, he literally, what do you want me to do, change? Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I want you to do. That's it. You can't be angry at everything all the time.
People are just wired that way, though, man. I mean, you never know. People, look, they say a tiger can't change the stripes. You can change behaviors, but I mean, the root of who you are is still going to be in there somewhere if it festers up or not.
But that's where the effort comes in.
And try to restrain yourself.
To know
Exactly.
how you're hardwired and try. And like, no one's going to be perfect about it. But look, man, I'm self-admitted, I'm not a patient guy. You know what I mean? I want to get things done. This is how I want to do it. I don't want to hear it. But I will say, honest to God, once I had kids, I put all that aside. They have no idea how impatient I am. Because I realized when I had my kids, they don't know anything until you fill in the blanks, right? So once you give them the information, like I do expect you to behave a certain way when it's been made clear, but otherwise, I come off as being a very patient individual, which my wife finds funny. She's like, you're not. I'm like, you know that, but somehow when you have kids, at least for me, my experience was it forced me to identify what it is I want to hide from them about me, you know? And typically it's the worst of you. So there's stories I hide from them, but just certain behaviors or whatever it is, you know, I kind of put the foot down on it. And the nice thing is now, very naturally and with very little effort, I'm still patient with them. Because that's just, as soon as I see them, that's how my brain clicks, right? You just, all right, what's the deal? Just explain it to me. It's fine. We'll get through it. But if you had told me that was going to happen before I had kids, I'd have been like, you're out of your mind.
That's at a certain point, like with this guy, what he's like.
He's 77.
Right, but at a certain point, people choose to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, and then
And the
anger,
excuse is, I'm 77.
or let's just wait. Like, no, it's not. You're choosing not to control your emotions.
Because you've had 77 years to work on it.
You're taking it out on other people.
Oh, I was going to ask him, what did he see? You know, he said he gets something bad from his dad, and then they can see it in his son. I was like, what is that thing that keeps bouncing through the generations? Right? Like, what is it about? You can look at your dad, good or bad, and you go like, okay, my kid got this quality. I could say they got it from me, but if they got it from me, it's because I got it from one of my parents.
Yeah.
Right? You can't even really
What's
take
the
full
what's
credit
one
for
quality from your parents that you absolutely that just drives you nuts?
I'll be honest, man. They're not bad people. There's nothing about
my
them.
mom's
like,
wonderful.
my mom can drive me nuts, but it's only because we are the same person. Mm-hmm. And like anything, you know, you put that together, your radio waves definitely they accelerate.
Does your dad have patience for you because of that relationship?
He's a patient guy in general, and then his oldest son is my brother, who's just like him, who's also just a very patient, pragmatic person, man. Just you assess the situation before you respond to it, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Where my mother, you just tell her the situation, she's going to fly, right? And I do the same thing. And we just had this conversation in Texas. Just different people asking us questions, and she looked at me and smiled, and she said, "We are the same person." I said, "Right, and we get it. We love each other, but it's like, yeah, we will drive each other crazy." But I'm like, look, I get it from you, and then knowing my grandmother on her side, I'm like, you got it from your mom,
right?
And I remember my great grandmother on her side, like, and she got it from her. Like, this is just something that's not going to.
Here's
go
the
away.
one that my mom got from her grandmother, who I just happened to see over the Thanksgiving break. 99 years old.
Yeah.
She said, "When are you coming back?" I said, "Next Thanksgiving." She's like, "Well," I'm like, "You'll be here. I know. Trust me, I know." She's a hoarder, all right?
Oh.
And so is my mother. And nothing can be thrown away. Nothing can be donated. Nothing can be. You could have a whole bag of stuffed animals, and I'd say, Mom, why do you have these? Why don't you give these to a kid? I mean, a kid would actually maybe sleep with them, or like to have them on their bed and play with these things. And, well, you never know. I mean,
yes, you do. Yes, we do know.
No. My daughter's not going to have a kid right now.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you're saving this for? She's like, I still have your Letterman jacket. I'm like, why? Why do you have this stuff? She's got so much. It took me 2 hours. 2 hours to try to clear out. It's supposed to be a nasty winter in West Virginia where she lives.
Yeah.
So the one thing I just wanted to be able to do was get her car to be able to. It's a 2-car garage. I just wanted to
have
give
room
her
for
a
one
little slit just to pull the car. And I spent 2 hours in her garage. The second day I was there, moving boxes, just rearranging stuff. It was all in plain view.
Right.
I was just trying to get.
I didn't get rid of anything.
She is freaking the F out. I mean, she is losing her mind. I can just tell she's getting stressed. Oh, what did you do with my shovel? You have 9.
Right.
She has 9 shovels. 9, not snow shovel. No, spades. The same frickin' shovel. She has 9 of them. I'm like, why don't you give this to the guy that comes over and takes care of your yard so he has it, because he's a landscape guy.
Right.
Why don't you let him? He's the one out there digging. Why don't you give him 3 of these shovels? And you'll still have.
You keep 6.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, my mind is blown. There were 7 cans of WD-40 in the garage. What the hell's so squeaky? Why do you have 7?
Is that why you're so organized? Is it a conscious effort to say, I don't want to fall into this trap?
She told me to go outside and get a can of pinto beans for something.
Did your dad?
She was making chili.
Is your not your stepdad was very clean?
He's very clean, yeah.
Right. I would imagine your father was. Like my dad.
My dad's impeccable.
So like my sister takes after my father much more than me and my brother.
But as far as being
just
tiny?
overall.
Okay.
Just over, but you can't say it to her.
No, you can't tell people that.
Right. Like whereas me and Chris are just like, yeah, we take after mom, but like she will clean all the time.
All right.
Like I talked to her days off Thursday, every Thursday, right? So the bad habit I have is for my mom, same way. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, yeah, like my house isn't dirty. It just gets cluttered.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I just don't care. I wish I cared more.
Right.
I couldn't have clutter because my dad was ex-military. And so, and look, he was a little bit of a hood, as I'm understanding it now, when he was coming up. But the military kind of set him straight. But he took all of those lessons he learned there, and they're good lessons to have. But like, I mean, just how you made your bed, how you cleaned up. Yeah. But there is it's not just that you clean, it is the methodology with which you clean, right? So, I mean, how you vacuum. Not just vacuum your room. It had to be short strokes, period. Because I'd always treat it like a lawnmower, just kind of go through the perimeter of the room, come back. That would drive him absolutely batshit. But now, when I vacuum, I realize I vacuum like my father vacuumed because it was just beating in your head. This is how you do it.
My mom had an exercise bike in her garage from 1982. You couldn't even pedal it because it's stuck.
Rusted shut, right?
It's rusted shut. It's this big, heavy thing. Like, you've never gotten on this thing. She has one of those things like a little mini trampoline that you bounce on.
Oh, the little round one?
She's 77. Like, she's not bouncing on a little trampoline anymore. Like, what are you doing? Like, why do you have this stuff? Like, there's plenty of people in that area that live in poverty.
Yes.
All you need to do is put yard sale free on a sign down by the road, and people will come and pick this crap up for you.
Absolutely.
Why do you have an IBM typewriter?
Oh, wow.
You have a computer that you use. You do not need an IBM typewriter. Where are you finding ribbon for this?
See, I was gonna say,
this thing, I picked it up to move it. I almost threw my back out. It weighs 95 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Those things are super heavy.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, why are you keeping this?
So that's through it later.
That's the one that was really nice back in the day, and that's like, what are you, Tom Hanks?
Right. No kidding.
I mean, we finally just like we were putting my mom into like an older facility. Like we just didn't tell her.
That's
just
the way to do
stuff
it.
out.
That is the way to do it.
Oh yeah.
The same thing. She will sit there with every little thing. And look, some of it is very like some of it you do want, but like I trust my brother more for him to call me and go, "Do you want this?"
Oh yeah.
Right. And we're not talking about photos. Just like you're saying.
We do it with our kids now.
If anybody's ever sent flowers to that house, whether it was my grandfather passing, whether it was a Valentine's thing, whether it was the holidays or whatever, there is not one vase that she has thrown away in 50 years from any florist, from any book. She doesn't reuse the nice crystal ones or put her flowers in there. Oh, no. The vase she got in is perfectly fine. And there are 100 vases just in case.
I think that might be a
I don't know.
Female
What
thing.
in the hell's going on here? Like, what is going to... If a flash flood happened in that town and killed 50 people, she could have a vase of flowers for each and every one of them.
The thing
with
is,
an original vase.
I will not buy my wife flowers with the vase because I'm like, I know you have a vase that these flowers will fit in.
You have 9 million
That's
of them.
honestly, like, look, I'm not being mean. I know that we have vases for these flowers. So I got to the flowers. I'm not buying the vase.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, it's that weird thing where, like, there are 4-5 boxes of Thanksgiving decorations. Thanksgiving.
Like dried corn.
Oh, you name it, man. Like fake pumpkins, crap that you hang on the door, wreaths that look like a scarecrow.
Cornucopia.
Flower, like the dead leaf things, that look like fall and crap like that. I'm like, just look out the window, dude.
Right.
It's fall. You know what I mean? You don't
have to recreate the season.
You don't put snow on your roof, do you? Like fake, like, look, it might be snowing up here.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ. And then I had to move all this crap so that she could get all of her, and she's going to replace that, obviously with all of her Christmas decorations.
Of course.
Which are the same, like little, those little dumbass things you used to buy in a Hallmark store. It's like those little figurines and trinkets.
Inside
like
of the
little
thing,
dude blowing a freaking holiday horn and crap like that. Like, who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why does this little trumpet guy need to be here? And like, I get if you put a manger out or something like that, but all this other stuff is.
Dude, my grandma, this is just funnier, but my grandma had these Santa heads. So when you're a
Just
kid.
a head?
It was just like, right, it was like a jar,
Okay,
like plastic,
all right, yeah.
but it's his head.
In the jar?
Yeah, well, but it was always filled with like brownies, and one was filled with cookies.
Okay.
So when you're a kid and you go over there, like, you love these Santa heads,
Of
right?
course.
So when Grandma dies at Smith side, my mom got one of them, and her friend was like, "Oh, I'll touch up the paint a little bit."
Oh, no.
It is awful.
Oh, no.
Oh, his cheeks are like blush red. Like, it looks.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he's about to perform on Broadway.
Hello.
And it's just like, what happened to Santa? like,
He's ready for his
I would have
buzz off.
rather him just stay old, like he's from the 60s or 50s.
It's okay to let it look like
like
that.
to look that old. Now he looks ridiculous.
Everybody in that town has the blow up stuff you get at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're like,
I love those things.
and you got a big snow globe like blowing cotton on the inside
Yeah.
of it, and like Santa Claus is
Yeah.
inflated. There's giant reindeer out there. Meantime, the wind's blowing like 40 miles an hour, and half this crap is like smashed up on people's fences and stuff. And it's like, what is happening here?
I don't know.
Is that the holidays? For better or for worse, how are you like your parents, or what will you never do because your parents did it? 206-803 Rob.
I mean, part of it is.
I hate lawn art.
Yeah, I'm not a
I'm
big
just
lawn
going to
art
admit
person.
it. Just going to admit it. I hate lawn
I'm
art.
not huge on it, but around the holidays, it's great. And again, part of that tradition goes back to it is the darkest time of the year.
Oh, yeah. That's
It's
your
the shortest day, so it's a way to kind of celebrate and stay in a better mood.
You don't need plastic deer in your front yard if the deer just walk in your front yard anyway.
That is a good point.
I mean,
You have deer.
You have deer.
They live in your backyard.
Right. You don't need the plastic
I
ones
did
out
buy some light up plastic deer for our friend Dizzle when we visited her.
Yeah.
I think she was still in Maryland. We didn't tell her we were going to do it. I just set them up, plugged them in, and then when she opened the door to greet us, she's like, "What in the F is that?" I said, "Hey, Merry Christmas. I bought these for you."
I mean, my brother bought one of those snow globes that blows the fake snow and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And he would just send me pictures of when my niece and nephew were like 8 and 10. And they would just stare.
Oh, yeah.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Little kids love that and bubbles. They're currency. Tell us.
They are.
Hello, Lynn. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I've actually talked to you guys about my mom before. She's the one who was convinced she had a turkey stalker last Thanksgiving.
Wait, she did what now?
I talked to you guys last Thanksgiving. My mom was the one that was convinced she had a turkey stalker.
A turkey stalker?
As in she's being stalked by a turkey?
No, she had somebody stalking her, stealing her turkeys. It was a Thanksgiving.
Oh, still okay. All right.
Okay.
That makes me feel a little better.
Well, so unfortunately, I take after my mom, and I don't want to admit it, but I inherited my self-defense mechanism from her, which means I bite people and make them bleed when I feel threatened.
What? Wait. How often?
As an adult?
How often do you have to break out this defense?
Well, it was more as a child. She did it as an adult. So she grew up in the Philippines, and she gotten, it was a little bit wilder of a place. So she got in some tussles, and one time she nearly bit the nipple off of a guy that was assaulting her.
Okay. Well,
that's fair. All right,
Well,
look, yeah.
All right.
No one's going to falter on that one.
Well, so the event that, hopefully you're not being assaulted, but you will bite their nipple off.
Yes.
Yeah, so
All right.
she brags about that. But as a child, so my dad's from the Midwest.
It's awfully nipply here.
Yeah. So as a child, when I was around 5 or 6 years old, we did a road trip to visit some relatives in the Midwest. And at the time, my uncle was a member at a Mennonite church.
Oh wow, they're fun. That's what they're known for.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, it was interesting, but if you're familiar, the Mennonites dress very conservatively. Even in the middle of the summer, they have like the long dresses, and it's usually dark colors. Well, we were on vacation, so we didn't have that attire. We were dressed in shorts, like bright pink, hot pink shorts, or tank tops and stuff. And so we visited the church with my uncle, but we were definitely a spectacle.
Oh,
and
sure.
After the service was over, my parents, when we were over with the adults chatting, and my sister and I got surrounded by some of the children. And one of the boys started poking at us, and he poked at my sister, and I blacked out. I was told this later by my sister and my dad, but I blacked out, bit down on his finger, and just latched on like a pit bull. And they had to run and get my dad to pry me off of him.
You bit a Mennonite?
Yes, a Mennonite boy.
I mean,
yes, I
you
bet
need
it's
that
right.
on a coffee mug. I once bit a Mennonite.
You're lucky. It could have been your nipple.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess I got that from my mom, but we tend to bite.
But what about now? Hopefully,
Have you calmed down?
there's something other than biting that maybe you say, you know what, that I'm doing what my mother would do, or I'm intentionally not doing something my mother would do.
I kill slugs with barbecue skewers, and I don't actually mind doing that. And that's something she'll go out every morning before full daylight, and she'll pick a barbecue skewer, and she'll scour her yard and skewer a whole stack of slugs and put them on her garden to warn the other ones. That's not a bad habit. That's actually pretty good.
You said to warn the other ones?
Yeah, she feels like it's a warning sign to other slugs that
The Vlad the Impaler theory. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, your mom might be crazy too.
You
I mean,
really
just-
need to put a little beer out in a bowl.
Yeah.
It'll
Wow,
take
man.
care of more than one.
So has
Yeah.
she been doing that like since you were a kid?
Yes, yeah. She would pay us actually, so we would we didn't get allowance, but we did get paid per head of any insect that we killed and brought its dead body to her.
What kind of money are we talking? Like per slug? How much am I looking for?
5 cents, nothing
5 cents.
big.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like you got to chase them, really.
As long as you don't have to bite anybody anymore. That's one of those things where.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense when you were younger. I was thinking about being an adult in a bar and she just don't like the conversation and bit my arm.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm okay with the kid thing, but just like, wow, you bit a Mennonite. And at what point, I know they'll say, well, they dress conservatively. And you're like, I know people that dress conservatively. At what point are you wearing a costume? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not out of disrespect. People that dress conservatively might have the turtleneck, or they button all the way up to, like, to me, that's dressing conservatively. When you're at that point, I'm like, I know it's not a costume to you, but for most normal people, we'd have to almost go to a costume store to buy the same thing. You know, like go to like Party City and buy like their Thanksgiving wear or something like that.
They don't want to be normal.
I mean, I guess it's normal to them.
It's
it's
kind of where their
fine.
head goes. Is like, yeah, that's normal for you heathens out
So
there.
they're like Amish or Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure the entire.
I've heard the term before. I just didn't know what.
You've seen them, and you probably thought they were Amish, but they're not Amish. Actually,
I think a lot of it's just wearing the
it
same.
thinks to cover everything. Right?
Correct. And it's just plain and like, we don't need this or that.
Right.
Vanity.
You're worshiping your Jesus,
Right.
and not people or their clothes or.
I still
or
wouldn't bite
things,
one.
Things, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bite a Mennonite. Just as a general rule, I'm comfortable saying that. I'm comfortable in my own skin to tell you, hey, if you're Mennonite listening to this, I will not bite you.
It's a cool sounding title.
The Mennonite biter?
Mennonite.
Bite the Mennonite.
It does sound badass.